I, 35F, got married to my husband, M41, recently. Neither of us liked the spotlight, so agreed on a small event. The only thing I was firm about was I didn't want photos. My self-esteem is in the toilet. In the last 18 months, I have put on weight. I am not looking to make excuses, but there are some reasons why. In the last 18 months, I have lost both parents and my grandmother. I have lost 2 jobs and had a miscarriage. Depression has hit me hard at times, and I have been comfort eating. I was put on a new medication, and weight gain is a side effect. About a year ago, I broke my left ankle badly. I have had 3 surgeries to date. The last one was 10 days before the wedding. I can't walk without pain. I really didn't want photos that would remind me of the fact I am now fat. Few weeks before the wedding, my mother-in-law is talking about going to a local beauty spot for photos. I say no thank you, and that yes, I am being serious. My husband hears this, and later that night I say again, I really don't want photos, and he says, that is fine with him. Week before the wedding, I am having the same conversation with Mill and my husband. Day of the wedding, my FIL and MEL pick us up. I am no longer able to drive as I can't move my ankle. We get the whole legal shindig done, and as we are going back to the car, MIL again says let's go to the beauty spot for photos. I again so no, but she tells FIL to drive there and my husband just sits there. I know I gave him the look, but total silence. Long story short, the photos are taken and we head back. In the car driving home, my MIL starts showing me the photos and I hate myself in them. I look like a pile of fat shit. I look ridiculous. In a dress with a medical boot, and I can't stop the tears rolling down my cheeks. This upsets my mother-in-law, and there is an atmosphere the whole rest of the day. I really tried to move on, but I had to get out of that stupid dress, and all I really just wanted to hide away. Privately, I told my husband him and his mother ruined our wedding day for me because all I can think of is those pictures. He said he didn't realize I was so serious about no photos, that it's only for his mum to keep, and that he thinks I look beautiful. I told him that not 30 minutes into our marriage, he totally let me down, and I don't know if I am beyond hurt or furious. He said I was being ridiculous, and that I let him down by making such a fuss over a normal part of weddings. He also said I had hurt his mother. She has some mental health issues and has been obsessing over me crying on my wedding day, and that I need to reassure her she hasn't done anything wrong. I told him no, and there will be serious problems if he tries telling her otherwise because as far as I am concerned, they both totally ignored my one request and that was unacceptable. He thinks I am being a totally unreasonable AH. So am I being an AH Reddit? Date. With all the comments saying I disregarded my husband's wishes on his wedding day, I asked him directly, did you want those photos, and just said you didn't appease me. Before you all pile on, again, there is no reason he would not answer truthfully. He replied that he did not care about the photos Emil took in the woods. He said having seen them, they are objectively bad. He clarified poorly taken on a shitty phone. Not something he would want to keep and not worth the distress caused. He said the only photo he would want was one of the look on my face staring up at him when we said the I do's. He joked that he should have strapped a GoPro to his forehead to capture that, but he doesn't need a photo to remember it. I would not have been against that idea, because it would have been private between just us. He cannot give a reason for being silent in the car. Mael has a severe mental disorder, and I believe there is fear around setting her off on a spiral. I explained how ambushed I felt, and that I only got out of the car to try and keep the peace. That really upset him. He apologized for not speaking up. I think he understands the main issues were not being supported and feeling helpless. Everybody's saying I should have not got out. I am sure you would call me the AH for throwing a childish tantrum refusing to leave the car if I post that scenario. I was in a lose-lose situation. I apologized for letting my insecurities become part of our marriage. He hadn't realized just how deep my issues run. I am guilty of putting on a brave face, so I can't blame him for that. We don't want any drama. I am not going to hold a grudge against Emile. This is the first time there has ever been an issue like this in our family. Husband will talk to her, but not about my insecurities. He suggested asking her to delete the photos, but I said we both know he would have to die on that hill. We are going to move past the whole thing. However, I don't know what to do if she makes them public. We both agree that what matters is our 9-year-long relationship, that is now a marriage, and not a single day where some papers were signed. I am sure that comment is going to upset a lot of people who feel a wedding day should be a magical life-changing event, but it is how we view our lives together. Nothing to do with your feelings. I wouldn't put our relationship marriage on hold because times are tough, so why would I put this one day off? We are not American, and marriage is not such a big deal here. Many couples never marry, and that is very normal. Since before everything happened, our main reason for getting married was so I could legally use his protected surname. This is why we just went to the registry office and it was 8 people in attendance. I apologize for my fat-phobic language. Growing up in the 90s with a mother with an ED has clearly had an effect on how I view bodies, and I need to work on that. I have had counseling for feelings around my loss of mobility, which has naturally touched on the other issues in my life. But I am going to speak to my doctor about more specialized grief counseling going forward. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.